Well, we moved from day one, the 19th. We then went on to the first stage over a little over 90 kilometers, and it took us through some wonderful locales of Pune, starting from the IT hub and then through the greeneries of Pune, and we finished off once again at the DY Patil International. It's going to be day three, a wonderful Wednesday once again, and the pressure is now building up. Well, the pressure is not for us, it's for the cyclists, remember, but there's also pressure for the officials out here because they've got to do an amazing job. We have with us a gentleman who, of course, is going to tell us some of the basics as far as stage 2 are concerned. Pinaki from that wonderful favorite city of mine, Kolkata. Tell me, there are three mountain, King of the Mountain stages here against two yesterday.
Yes.
Each of them is over 80 kilometers. How easy or tough is it? I know mountain climbing is tough.
Yes. Today, the stage 2 is going to be the toughest amongst all the stages we have here. Now, we will start this race today with about 28 teams and 148 riders. Some of the riders DNF is that did not finish, so we removed them from the race. And we have a very big peloton today, and we are expecting some good races because today is the race for the power and the endurance. Whatever is there, the riders will fight to reach to the finish line. Yeah.
How do you think day one, day two has gone for you, particularly from your perspective?
Okay, day one, the prologue day was absolutely okay. We are very happy with that. And yesterday, the stage 1 went better than the prologue day. And we reached almost 95% performance, correct? There had been a crash that was not for any reason others. It's a rider's pile up for sometimes they go in a bunch and they pile up. So it's no fault of anyone. So that was only point of concern yesterday.
You know, there are some technical words like intermediate, feed packs. Can you explain that to our viewers?
Okay, when we start the race from the start to the finish, we test the riders about their ability. When we find a mountain, the riders take stripes to reach the mountain top first, so they get some points. They get some value added to it, as well as we have some intermediate sprints. During the course of 100 kilometers, we put about 2 or 3 sprints. The rider reaches a sprint line first, gets some points and gets some prizes as well. So rider keeps their momentum for those points, so the race becomes faster.
You know, in a marathon which is run, you see there are water spots. And again, from a viewer's perspective, how does a rider keep himself hydrated, water and the other aspects?
Normally they carry water and whatever with them, but we have static hydration points on the course, about 2 hydration points. So rider can take hydration from those points, as well as the team car carries water and food. And that starts after 10 kilometers of the start, and before 10 kilometers of the finish, it ends.
There's also something called a neutral zone.
Neutral zone is after the starts. We take the rider in a very slow space until we reach a good spot, the good place to give the real start. So that is called the neutral zone. It's normally between around 3 kilometers.
Well, there you are, 105.3 kilometers to go today. I'll tell you, it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be a lot of fun. A state which is a lot of tourist attractions, the Gold Coast, where we all Indians go to. Brisbane, of course, a very popular place because you have a Griffith University there, which I remember at one time, if they had fielded a separate team at the Athens Olympics, they would have been ahead of Australia. So that's Brisbane and Queensland for you. 6 feet tall, 2 inches tall out here. Richard Kane Well, I'm not going to talk about cricket with him because he's also a cricketer, but I'm going to talk to him about cycling. Uh, a frame of 6 feet 2 inches, you could have well been representing Australia in cricket as a fast bowler.
Yeah, maybe, but my life went a different way, and I'm riding my bike.
Tell me, what is it in Queensland that makes y'all, or in Australia that makes y'all a wonderful sportsman, including cycling?
I think the culture is just very much around sport. Whether you watch cricket, cycling, rugby league, we're just always really love our sport. So from a very young age, we all get into sports, and yeah, I've found cycling.
You come from a place where temperatures would be a little low to the climate out here adjustment.
The temperature where I'm from in the Gold Coast is it's similar. Like we get mid to high 30s, but it's a lot more humid. Here it's very dry, so it's a different heat. But we've just come from our national championships in Perth, which is very dry, and done a lot of heat preparation. So I'm not too concerned about the heat for this race, which is good.
Two stages already. That means the first stage, the time trial, and yesterday the first stage. We're now moving into the second. How does your team now look at after yesterday's performance?
Yeah, yesterday was a little unexpected. We thought it would be the easiest stage, but it did prove to be a little bit harder than what we thought. But today will be the hardest stage of the week, so we're looking forward to see how we go, and yeah, hopefully stay at the front end of the race.
437 kilometers divided into three stages. Uh, do you take a stage by stage, or do you plan for all the 5 days?
Because the race is always changing, we take it day by day. So after yesterday, we make a new plan for today, and tomorrow we make a new plan.
And your stay out here in this city, which is called the bicycle city of the country?
My stay here, yeah, no, it's been great so far. We're really enjoying it. I've never been to India before, so it's quite nice, and we're really enjoying it so far.
Well, enjoying himself here so far, but I'm sure he's going to enjoy stage 2 today on day 3. Well, this is the team which perhaps came here as one of the favorites, or are still the favorites, to put it in the right perspective. They said that this was the only pro team taking part in this, the opening tour, the first one in Pune. And I've got with us Maravi. He comes from a wonderful place, Eritrea. Always see them on the march past at the Olympic Games. Maravi, of course, mentioned to me just here that cycling is perhaps by far the most popular sport in their country. Why is it the most popular sport in your country?
Wow, that's a bit challenge question, but what I'm thinking is, yeah, we colonized by Italian around the 1940s, so yeah, it comes as a culture to Eritrean, and our people, we used to bike as when we travel to work or to school or however, that's how I grows. So and every Sunday we have local races, and as well, yeah.
You're a part of a very famous team out here. How does it feel to be a part of a famous team?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, as a Eritrean, we compete a lot of big race as a national team. So we compete a lot of in Europe and different races like World Champion or Olympic. So I've been in different World Tour teams as well. So from year to year, it depends your agent or your interest. You can choose different teams. So Burgos Belbelet I joined last year, and yeah, it was my fit for me. I believe it. So that's why I'm here with them.
We've had 2 days of the competition so far, starting with the time trial and stage 1. How are you looking at stage 2 today?
Yeah, today especially is one of the key stage from all this week. So that makes a juicy difference in paper. And yeah, when you seen the graph is not super hard, but one of the hardest for this week. So as a team, we try to dominate that stage or to try to our advantage.
You know, when you have 3 mountain summits to climb on stage 2, each of them is over 800 meters. In fact, one of them is 1,000 meters. Uh, is there something special that you need to put into these summit climbs?
Yeah, definitely, because yeah, that's where explained explores yesterday. So we split like 14 guys away. So yeah, that makes a difference. And hopefully today also I expected pretty similar like yesterday.
And from an Indian perspective, because we are on the national Indian television out here, from an Indian perspective, how do you think the Indians would learn from this particular 5-day tour?
Yeah, it is the good thing is to start the tour like yeah, even 2.2, but still the riders the level is like 2.1 like a pro like our team. So I believe we're gonna learn a lot of things. Like now, okay, there is some little mistakes, but it looks like 2-3 years experience. So far I look very good organization and very good transportation and everything. Even the road is like yeah, I expected more than I expected. The asphalt, everything. So hopefully it will be growing up from year to year.
Well, growing up from year to year is what he says. He had some wonderful words for the Indians to go on from year on. And I think that will augur well for cycling in India. Well, it's all happening here on the 3rd day of a very famous event here in Pune. And by far, it would be one of the finest events for the start of 2026. As we're here at the starting point of stage 2 on the 20th of January 2026. It's an area where you've got some historical landmarks. The Southern Command of the Indian Army right in front of me.
Everybody, are you ready?
This is the ladies' club to my left out here. And look at the roar of the crowd, all in unison. You got some the council or that's the crowd there for you. Absolutely on their heels. They're all shouting away. And I've actually got to get right on top.
Lovely. Good luck to all of you.
The first stage yesterday, which got off to a great start, and the Chinese team leading star rider Luke Mudgaway clinched the victory in stage 1. We saw a few crashes, but it doesn't really matter because all of them got up. That's the beauty of life. Stage 1, of course, started from the TCS circle at Hinjewadi,
All right,
and from there it proceeded to Port Nandgaon before halting at Galwan, where they took that rest after the crash. It was Mudgaway who sprinted to the finish line
This whistle
in
means
2 hours
1 minute
00.21, followed by Too Close for Comfort by Andreas Matlidas of the Quick Pro Team Estonia with 2 hours 00.27, with Belgium's Robin Lauritsen from Team Taratello with the 2 hours 0.30 taking the third. Now, if you watch behind me, it's all happening. We've got 30 seconds to go out here. The jerseys are all there. The yellow jersey, Mudgaway. The orange jersey, the green jersey,
seconds.
the blue jersey, and the white jersey.
Let's all do the countdown.
And the Pune girls will now start the countdown out here.
10,
From 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You're the girls out there. They are now coming out. There they set off out here on the journey of 109 kilometers. They've got the mountains to conquer. Yerenbody 977 meters. Pusgaon 895 meters. Kondanpur 1000 meters. And that will be at 88.6 kilometers. So 109 kilometers as they set out on this journey from outside the ladies club here in the cantonment area in Pune. Well, if you come to Pune, you've got so many things to do. You've got historical sites, the Shaniwar Wada, you've got the Bal Gandharva Theatre, you can stroll down Jangli Maharaj Road, you can, as a youngster, go to the various restaurants, the Ferguson College. Oh, it's a long list which might take me a few hours to talk about. But also remember, at Deccan Gymkhana, at least I have been doing it for the last 40 odd years. Before I head back to Mumbai, I always buy a kilo and more of bhakarwadi. Now that's what has made us popular. In fact, I remember in Michigan in the United States, I got it, the Chitrale bhakarwadi in Michigan in the United States. We got with us the managing partner, Indranil Chitrale, out here. It's been a long journey for the organizations. They are the supporters of this event out here. And we're going to have a small little chat with him. Indranil, first of all, you've got Sachin Tendulkar signed as an ambassador. I'm not going to talk of cricket at all today.
Yeah.
This is cycling. But what made you sign someone like a Tendulkar? Big money, isn't it?
So two things that made us sign. One is that, we have been in the business of selling sugar for a very long time. But what we know is that the dietary preference of the country needs to change. And that way, as a food company, if we are not taking strides which are oriented towards changing that, that's never going to be effective. So no other medium better than sports to promote that. And that is where I think one of the products that we've launched here, which is the millet bar, which is a protein-based bar, which is indigenously made and being sold across the world now, is something that anchors very well with the sporting personality. And that's where I think Sachin came into the picture. And secondly, we are very proud to be Maharashtrians. We are sons of the soil of Maharashtra. Sachin is also an exemplary example of that, where he's been somebody who's true to his roots, but accepted globally on the world stage for his excellence. So that's something we yearn to be as well. And that way, that's where the brand association came in.
At one time, I remember 50 years back, 40 years back, 30 years back, none of us, the youngsters, the elders, were not bothered about their hygiene, the health. I'm not trying to say we're not really, but the preference was not there. Your famous sweet dishes, but today you also, along with the sweet dishes, which will always be your pride, the motichur ladu, I remember, and so many others. Yes. Your bhakarwadis, how can I forget that? And that's I think your flagship. But today you mentioned about this particular product and so many others in the pipeline, I'm sure, which are making sure that nutrition, health for the youth and the elders is of paramount importance.
Absolutely, and I think that is the big focus. I think it is not that the Indian population was not aware about nutrition, but it is just that the way we were running our lives every day, it was very different to what it is today, where we are much more sedentary, we are seated for a very long period of time, and that way the evolution of what we eat is something that is directly proportional to how well we live.
So what worked well as a farmer's diet, where we were agrarian country, to where now we are a service-based country, we have to evolve our diet accordingly. And what better way to use Indian ingredients, Indian manufacturing, Indian farm-based output, and actually produce a product which is consumed globally. So this product is being sold in the US, it is being sold in Australia, it is being sold in the Middle East as well. So that way we are very proud to market that and actually build a story where farm to fork, which is our organization's motto, is something that remains true. But while doing that, we add the nutrition factor to it.
You know, you're a young gentleman now on the threshold of some big things to happen. When you stood there at the starting line to flag off the event, what were your emotions with 160 of the top riders of the world on one platform?
Well, I think it is a commendable feat that the overall organization as well as bureaucracy has been able to achieve. Because we always hear about delays and late implementations, but this is a success story that we all need to model, document, and implement in other stages as well. So what's really commendable is that Pune, being a IT hub and a manufacturing hub, we've been attracting global attention for a long time. But with this kind of environment, where people can have a lifestyle which is cycling, which is such a economical way to go about with your fitness, if Pune is able to retain its heritage of being the cycling city of the world, I think that is a great thing. And that way it starts with the government. They took the lead. We all private players came in to support a great cause. And I am pretty sure that every year it will keep getting bigger, because whatever I see for the first year, it is so nice to see 160 of the top riders coming in. I am pretty sure next year the length will be longer and the people will also be longer. So that's a great start.
Well, it will be longer for sure. We got now to catch up and head to the finishing line and the route out here. We'll, of course, continue to chat with Indraneel as 2026 progresses. This, I'll tell you, is not only the end, it's the start of big things to happen for Chitrai Bandhu and for all of us. Well, you know, the reason why I've got two gentlemen here or two boys here, because they normally have a power on the rugby field. They also have a power on the cricket field. And they also have a power in every sport at that side of the world. We got the guy who seems to be making it a habit in winning out here. I think he's got jerseys, which he might like to gift me at the end of this as well. And we also got Bennett, who finished second. It was so close. In fact, we couldn't even catch them when they finished. Luke, what did you have for dinner last night? Did you go to bed early? That's the way you went on to win today.
Yeah, the chef at the hotel last night said the only reason I won is because I ate his food. So, yeah, he's been feeding me well, but yeah, I don't know. I just came from New Zealand summer, got a bit of training in, and I think it helped a lot coming here. I think a lot of the Europeans come from winter, so it's a bit tougher for them. So, yeah, I've just enjoyed coming here. It's been a great atmosphere, and I love racing here with a lot of people, and it's been a lot of fun.
Well, you know, the rivalry may be on the field in any sport between the two of you, or Australian and a Kiwi. But when it comes to outside the field, the smile is always there. What's so special between an Australian-New Zealand sports event?
I think we just love to give each other a lot of shit. Yeah, we don't. Both of New Zealand and Australians, we don't take anything too seriously. We give each other heaps of shit, but at the end of the day, we're all good mates. We all get along well, and we all understand each other a lot. So, yeah, we all have a lot of fun together. But then, yeah, we're great rivals when it comes to sport because we all love our sport. So, yeah, I think we all have a lot of fun together, and we do the same in cycling.
Well, the two of them actually set the Tasman Sea on fire out here this evening. Bennett, tell me, Australia, a great nation, you just beat someone 4-1 in the cricket field. Does that sort of make you a proud nation to say, I'm going into one more sport and I'm going to beat someone else again?
Yeah, I was actually going to say to you that last night before I went to bed, I was watching some highlights of the Ashes to get a bit of motivation. You know, Australia stamping their mark against the other countries on the field. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it today like they did a few months ago in the Ashes, but I gave it my best crack.
You know, when you look back on the highlights, when you go back, you'll see that he won by a whisker. Reflect back and say, what should I have done to be number one and not number two?
Well, I mean, today it all started with my teammates as well, not just me. You know, I have a few Aussies in my team, and we had a plan, and you'll see in the video that they were a great help for me today. So I think we did everything perfectly until the last about 10 meters when I just didn't have enough energy to come over the top of Luke here. But, you know, I can be happy that I've shown myself in India and to the great Indian crowd as well.
You will go back and have a drink together?
Yeah, I think we will after the race, though.
Yes, there you are. So it's been wonderful talking to them. We've got stage 3 coming up tomorrow. I don't know whether it's going to be 1 and 2 or is it going to be 1 and 2 from the other side. It's a pleasure always talking to the boys across that continent because we in India learn so much from the Australians and the New Zealanders. Pleasure talking to both of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
This medal will mean so much not only for him, but it mean everything not only for the Puneites, but for the whole of India. Today, he's got the better of Sekon, who was first in the time trial and the first stage. We got with us Manav Sardai. Comes from the wonderful city of Bikaner in Rajasthan. ठंड से यहाँ पर आ गए हो, बीकानेर में काफी ठंड होगी. एडजस्टमेंट करना पड़ा या ठीक था?
नहीं, इतना कुछ नहीं लगा क्योंकि हम बेसिकली हम काफ़ी गर्मी में रहते हैं पूरे साल भर, तो हमारे वहाँ पे ठंड कम होती है, 3 महीने होती है मैक्सिमम, तो इतना एडजस्टमेंट करने में टाइम नहीं लगा इस बार.
आज आप जब उतरे थे तब सेकॉन का नाम आपके इसमें था. आप डेवलपमेंट टीम से है, लेकिन डेवलपमेंट टीम ने भी आज करके बताया हम कोई पीछे नहीं है.
नहीं, ऐसी बात नहीं है, बस ऐसा था कि हाँ खुद का बेस्ट देना है बस, क्योंकि वो मेरे बहुत सीनियर है, उन्होंने बहुत ज़्यादा उनके पास में बहुत एक्सपीरियंस है, बहुत अच्छे प्लेयर है मेरे से, तो मैं ऐसा नहीं बोलूँगा कि मेरे.
ये बताओ कि आज ये जो इवेंट हो रही है, आज सिर्फ तीसरा दिन है प्रोलॉग और फिर उसके बाद 2 स्टेजेस हो गए हैं. 168 यहाँ पर राइडर्स ने साइकिलिस्ट ने शुरू की थी. इनके बीच में रहना आपको कैसे, यानी क्या इंस्पिरेशन मिल रहा है?
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, इतने फास्ट रेसिंग में मैं पार्टिसिपेट कर रहा हूँ, तो मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है और काफ़ी अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस हो रहा है. काफ़ी स्किल्स में मतलब वो इम्प्रूवमेंट अभी तक बाकी है और इसमें आने के बाद में मैं और भी आगे कर सकता हूँ, मेरे को ऐसा पता चला है.
पहले स्टेज और दूसरे स्टेज में आपके दृष्टि से क्या फर्क था आपके लिए?
पहले स्टेज में दूसरा स्टेज में बहुत ज़्यादा क्लाइम्स है, मतलब हार्ड बहुत थी क्लाइम्स. आज पहले स्टेज में भी बहुत हार्ड थी क्लाइम्स, बहुत ज़्यादा फास्ट था पहला स्टेज और दूसरा भी काफ़ी फास्ट था स्टेज, तो काफ़ी हार्ड था.
बीकानेर की जो भुजिया है वो काफ़ी फेमस है. आप तो खाते नहीं होंगे क्योंकि आपको तो फिट रहना है, लेकिन आज बीकानेर का जो गर्व नाम है, हालांकि भारत के लिए आप रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं, आपका खुशी का दिन होगा.
हाँ, काफ़ी खुशी का दिन है और ये सब मेरे मम्मी पापा और मैं अपने कोचेस की वजह से कर पाया हूँ. किशन कुमार पुरोहित और सरवन राम रूडी, उनकी वजह से मैं यहाँ तक पहुँचा हूँ.
Well, he speaks very softly, but he speaks a lot of sense out here. A youngster from the Indian development team. Remember, it's not the senior team, but the Indian development team. Will hear much more about this boy in times to come.
Lights,